So last time I just put the bare minimum fixings for these joist hangers just because I wanted to get all of these joists up before the end of the day. So I've just gone around now and added in all the remaining fixings for every single hole on the hangers basically. I still can't get over the fact that we actually have an upstairs in here because we've dreamt about this for so long and now it's a reality. But before we start framing out the walls downstairs, there's still a few jobs that need doing on this mezzanine floor to stop it being such a death trap. So I've just cut a couple of extra joists because we need to double up the first and the last joist. And whilst I'm doing that, I've got my gal pal here.
Gal pal? I think we're a bit beyond pals.
AKA the mother of my unborn child.
Yeah, mates.
Oh, a friend?
So she's carrying on with the never-ending task of pointing. You seem to be quite happy doing that though.
I'm very content. Just easygoing gal.
So because the span of our joist is so short, we don't technically need to put in any noggins between the joists to pass code or to meet regulations, anything like that. However, we're gonna put some in because we want this floor upstairs to be very stiff. We don't want any bounce in it. So just by adding the noggins in here, it's gonna firm that up and just make it feel super solid, super strong up there. I'll be able to bounce around on my bed without the floor moving.
But you will hit your head on the ceiling.
That's true, okay. I'll sit and bounce. I know I said earlier on about this job is never ending, but now just realising this is a downstairs done. Yes, there's still a lot more to do, but we've done the lion's share. The front, just the top to do. Again, the gables is the biggest part because the top upstairs is nearly done, just got a little bit in that back corner. I'm going to try and get this OSB up the top. Can you just hang around for a couple of minutes?
Yeah.
Just in case I need your muscles.
I can be your cheerleader. Okay, if you lower it now, you'll be on there. Well done.
A floor. So the plan is to glue and screw this just to firm it up to stop the floor squeaking in the future. But this first board, this is like the biggest board that's going to be up here. I don't know how I'm going to get the glue underneath it because there is just there's no space to move it to. The other boards are going to be much smaller because they're going to be cut down, so I can maneuver them around easier. I think I'm just going to have to slide this back as far as I can so I can glue the front, get this back on, and then potentially just tip it up and hold it up whilst I do the bit underneath it. Not the best, but still all going to get glued, and then we'll get it screwed down as quick as possible. Well, I'm going to have to lift this up, so you're not going to see anything here. But I'm gluing this backside whilst precariously balancing on a joist. So because these stone walls obviously aren't straight, if I put this next piece in, you're not going to get a nice flush line up against that wall. I'm not going to scribe all of that because this isn't the finished floor and it's just not worth my time. What I am going to do though is along all the walls, kind of cut it on a diagonal, whatever's necessary for that point, and just get as close to the wall as we can. Lovely stuff. Not too shabby. I think that's about as close as I could possibly get with a straight cut. Cutting these big sheets in a confined space and by myself is making this job take a bit longer than I thought it was going to. So I'm gonna get this board up just cut up and fixed down, but we're running out of daylight, so I think I'm gonna go take the dogs for a bit of a run around, burn off some energy, eat some dinner, because I've got a banging headache and I need to get some food, and then I'll finish this off tomorrow. What up, dog? Okay, Pop. Hello. Come on. It's okay. Okay.
This week's video is sponsored by Saily. Whenever we travel, we're always using our phone to find the best places to eat, book a cab, or to make sure we don't get lost. So we always want to make sure we've got coverage and that we don't have to pay lots in roaming fees. And that is where Saily comes in. They make affordable eSIMs for over 200 destinations that are compatible with both iOS and Android devices. With a Saily eSIM, you don't need a physical card. You just download the app, select the data plan and the country you're going to, and enter our code LifeByLiving at checkout to get a 15% discount. Saily has built-in security features to protect you while you browse abroad, and you can even change your virtual location. You can set everything up before you arrive, so that bit of life admin doesn't have to eat into your holiday, and you don't have to risk buying a dodgy SIM from the airport. Another thing I love is that you only need to install it once, so you can just select a new destination as and when when you're lucky enough to travel there. So to get an exclusive 15% discount on Saily data plans, download the Saily app on your mobile device and use our code LifeByLiving at checkout, or click the link in the description.
So this morning I've just finished up fitting the last sheets on the mezzanine. I know I said I wasn't going to scribe them to the wall, and I haven't, but I've kind of roughly done it because the back wall moves around so much because of the stone, so I've kind of loosely tried to follow the shape of the wall, but I think it's worked out okay, and we've got a full and complete sleeping loft now. So what do you reckon, boss?
Very impressed. Feels really roomy up here. The headroom's good for me. Look how short I am. It's way bigger up here than I anticipated. Obviously I'm still stood sort of where the bed's going to be, but all along here we'll have plenty of room for storage and whatnot.
This is going to be our view from the bed. Not bad.
We might have to put a roll mat or two so I can come up in, have an occasional nap while we're doing this. It's nice to be able to see who's at the front door when you're in bed anyway. Hello! So now that the mezzanine is done, whoop whoop, it is time to start framing out the walls. But we noticed yesterday this really low bit down here hasn't been pointed yet, so before we build the stud wall and block it off, I need to get that bit pointed.
Because now the mezzanine floor is blocking out the downlights that are up on the ceiling and the roof, it means underneath here, I mean, it's not too bad, it actually looks fairly bright, but it's a little bit dark and a little bit gloomy. It's fine and pretty comfortable natural light being under here in the daytime because you've obviously got all of the windows around still and having the light coming in, but for filming and for working under here at night, we need some more lights. It's going to be a while until the permanent downlights come in here for the kitchen, the bathroom, etc. So I'm just putting in, where are they? There. A couple of temporary like tube lights. And when we're finished with them in here and we've got the proper lights in, they're going to go in the workshop in the future. So I bought two of these thinking we were going to be lighting up all underneath here, but Victoria's just reminded me that either later today or tomorrow we're going to be putting in a stud wall there. So yeah, and we've now got two going to this much smaller area. I've got a feeling it's going to be pretty bright. Ready to get blinded?
Blinded by the light. Don't include that. Nice little bit of neat and tidy work there. Some of your best.
Thank you very much. I do try.
I'm thinking maybe we just don't replace these when we come to fit out the kitchen and we just keep this look. It's quite staff canteen chic.
Yeah, I think you might change your mind when your retinas get blown out with both of these bulbs. Are you ready to be dazzled?
Are we ready to roll already? Let me get out of here then. Woo. Okay, I'm taking my safety precautions seriously.
3, 2, 1.
Woo! Oh, this is nice.
Not as harsh as I thought it was going to be. These will definitely be good for in the workshop.
Yeah, I still think we can get away with it for the kitchen, you know. Nice big staff canteen, coffee maker.
You can't say things like this because people think you're being serious. We are not having this as a permanent thing.
Definitely the right decision to have two though, not one.
Yes. I've just realised though that this one is upside down, so I need to change that.
been keeping my eye on this tree for the last week or so to tell when the figs were just at the right point to pick, and there are absolutely loads of them on here. I have to admit, this tree is looking pretty sorry for itself at the moment. There are so many brambles around this spot and we've just been absolutely swamped, and honestly we've not done our usual routine of trimming them back this year, and it shows. However, I can see there are still loads and loads of ripe figs up high, but due to my condition, I'm no longer going up ladders, especially outside, because it's ever so uneven. So I'm going to call in reinforcements. Look at that for service.
Hot. Right. God, these are high.
Got me. Not bad for one little haul, and to be honest, we've barely even scratched the surface. There are so many on there.
So we've just been marking out and taking measurements for our bathroom stud wall. We've put this piece of timber here as a placeholder just to kind of give us a better sort of visual representation of a true idea of how big the space is going to be.
Yeah, it's been a while since we did the layout video, so if you're not sure, this area in the back corner is where the bathroom's going to be. So you're going to open the door, walk in, and you're going to have a sink with a mirror above it, and then along this back wall we're going to have a shower cubicle with nice ventilation, and then here is going to be our loo. I am aware I've just walked straight through the sink there, and that's actually going to come slightly underneath the stairs just to maximise this space here. Feels good.
Having never made a stud wall before, I'm just triple checking that I've cut things the right length and that the top plate specifically fits in, because that has to fit in between the beam and the wall. And yeah, that fits in nicely. So I can get the bottom plate cut now, and then I can start laying everything out where my studs and the door's gonna go. That's everything marked out on the top and bottom plate. We're now ready for some studs. Your first one's here, mate. Ooh!
So we're going to be putting this together on the floor because it's going to make it a lot easier. Famous last words. But it's going to be a nice test of how flat our flat hand-poured floor really is.
It's flat in terms of being level, but there is little bits of gravel and stone coming up through it, so it's not the flattest surface to do this on, but it's the best we've got.
One thing I would say, it's looking pretty massive, this frame all laid out on the floor. We'll see if we can get it up, so to speak. The wood was a bit twisted, so it was a little bit of a pain getting this together, but we're there now. Damp-proof course is down, so moment of truth. Let's see if we can get it up. Okay, we need to go more to the wall.
Yeah, all good.
Switch more, like a couple of
That's caught in the
wires. Oh, I've just realised we're hitting the light bulb.
It's so tight at this end.
We're going to need to wallop it, aren't we? And then obviously getting the membrane undone.
Yeah.
Theoretically, we shouldn't need it anyway.
Theoretically,
It's like
no, it's not.
A belts and braces situation.
So we're in, but it is tight. It's a little bit wonky at the moment because we're having to thump it to get it into place, but to get it in its final position, we need to measure. Our point of reference is kind of where the shower is going to be in here and where the other surrounding walls are going to be. That's going to tell us how far this needs to come over. And also we're going to take it square off of this beam, and then that should mean that sits at a nice 90. There. It's right there.
Oh, blimey.
Maybe back ever so slightly. Okay, we plumb.
Yeah.
Okay, you bolt a bit. Okay.
Yeah, got a real close-up of your pit there. So the wall's in and it fits and it's not going to go anywhere. We've screwed into the joist and it's feeling really, really sturdy. We still need to fix the bottom plate to the floor, but honestly, we've kind of just run out of time today.
Alright. Need some persuading. Well, after we fitted this down to the ground, I'm going to put this in because I want to put a couple of fittings underneath where this is going to go. But yeah, nearly there.
Even though it is obviously only the stud work at this stage, we can really start and get a sense of the space and yeah, how much how much room there is inside there. Does it feel roomy in there?
Yeah, feels spacious. Way more room than I thought it was going to be. Anyway, that's some privacy, please. I'm going to have a poo.
No! No number twos.